Okay. All right. Welcome back to the voting session of the mighty Environment and Transportation Committee, a committee that had dueling watermen on the floor of the House today. Always good to see. Spread the love. Always good to do that. Let me begin with House Bill 147 is a bill that was jointly assigned to ourselves and Ways and Means. It's the Maryland Farms and Family Fund, Maryland Food and Agricultural Resiliency Mechanism Grant Program, and Maryland Farm to School Meal Program. It's Delegate Charkoudian's bill. And let me just read this little synopsis so I don't screw it up. The committee voted this bill already favorable with an amendment. The bill is jointly assigned with Ways and Means further amended the bill per leadership's request. The amendment reduces the funding for the Food and Ag Resiliency Fund and eliminates funding for the school meal pilot program. So I would like to move the Ways and Means amendments.
Second.
Is there any discussion on those amendments? Seeing none. All those in favor of accepting the Ways and Means amendments signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. So the bill is before us again. Do I have to? Just a voice vote is good enough. I can never remember from one year to the next.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're okay. I mean, unless it's going to change somebody's vote, we have the voting outcomes registered.
Okay. Yeah, and basically the voting outcome for the bill originally was 23-2. The two people voting against it were Wyville and Neil Parrott. And I would presume that even, well, I shouldn't presume, but even though the amendments make the bill cheaper, I'm gonna move favorable on the bill. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
For consistency.
Okay. Foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of lesser minds.
Gotta keep those guardrails in place.
Yeah, that's right. I loved that. Although I will say a lot on the floor, people were getting up and saying, this is a simplistic amendment. Yeah, okay. We're going to begin with House Bill 1312, Delegate Watson, Public Safety Resilient Maryland Revolving Loan Fund. Who's got that?
I've got that one. That was in local government.
Okay.
And we thoroughly discussed the amendments, but we didn't have time to vote on them. So I'm just going to present the amendments and the bill here, since we didn't have time in the subcommittee to actually take a vote on it, but we did discuss them. The bill alterations to the law establishing the Resilient Maryland Revolving Loan Fund within the Maryland Department of Emergency Management, including an additional source of funds, additional authorized uses of the funds, and authorizing the establishment of certain loan forgiveness programs. The First Amendment is technical. Amendment number 2 strikes the involvement of the Department of Housing and Community Development from the bill as drafted. It authorizes money in the fund to be used for administration and management of the fund, provides that loans made directly to local governments from the fund may be made directly to local governments only on application of a local governing body. And it restricts the use of private funds received for the purpose of making awards for hazard mitigation projects for a building to be used for that purpose. It also authorizes rather than requires local governments to establish graduated loan forgiveness programs for loans made to private property owners using monies of the fund, and makes clarifying changes. I move these amendments.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote on the amendments. All those in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No, the ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill's before us as amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this bill as amended? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it is
Abstain.
Who's abstaining?
Liberty.
Barry's abstaining. Okay, and I think everybody here is here except Jay.
Is Delegate Jalisi here? I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
Okay, I think he's the only one missing because Holmes just joined.
All right, so 23 to 0 to 1, I guess, right? Okay. House Bill 1314, Delegate Motz, who was very nice to us on the floor today.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 1314 was voted out of subcommittee. I would like to, however, add one amendment that we did not review in subcommittee, if it's all right with you, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
Okay, the subcommittee strikes the requirement that participating vehicle be a ZEV vehicle. And basically what that means is that for this pilot program, it does not apply specifically and only to zero emission vehicles. It's all vehicles. It's a pilot program.
Okay, right, good. Is there a second for that amendment?
Second.
Okay. On the amendment, any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor signify saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill's before us is amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on this bill? Seeing none, we will proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Bill passes unanimously among those present. House Bill 1336. Who has that?
Plot thickens.
I think, is it a commission bill that you're handling?
It's,
Delegate
yeah.
Lehrman. Delegate Lehrman should have this.
Okay, it didn't come through our subcommittee, so.
It didn't go through any subcommittee. We're second.
Okay.
Are we secondary?
Yes.
Yeah, we came over from appropriations.
I don't have a floor report. I can tell folks generally what the bill is about, but I don't have a floor report. Do you have it?
Yeah, why don't you fill us in? What does the bill do?
So the bill is generally about, the idea is that there have been a number of.
Could you speak a little closer to your microphone, please?
Yeah, sorry. There is interest in determining ways to move forward with MTA in terms of its governance structure. And this would create a governance and funding commission to review many of the studies that have been done, to get feedback on them, and to then make recommendations to the General Assembly on next steps. This would be done in partnership with DLS and the Baltimore Metropolitan Council, which is the Council of Governments for the Central Maryland region. The Appropriations Committee voted it out favorably, and I moved the bill.
There's actually amendments.
Okay, I don't have it, so.
It's somewhere in that mass of emails you get, but that's okay. The amendments added 3 members, 1 labor, 1 business, 1 trade association, and took the LS out as staff.
Great, so it's just the BMC that is staffing it now.
Correct.
Great, so move the amendments.
Second.
Okay, on the amendments, any discussion? Okay, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have the bills before us as amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the bill as amended?
Just a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Neil.
Thank you. This is House Bill 1336. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone opposed? Nobody's opposed? Okay. House Bill 1336 passes. House Bill 1419, I'm going to hold it. I put that bill in to start a discussion. The discussion has begun. No need to pass it. So I'm going to put it sort of on a permanent hold. Okay, we have 2 withdrawn bills, House Bill 393 and 1072. Both, the motion for both of these is motion unfavorable, withdrawn
Second.
by sponsor.
Second, Mr. Chair, second.
Okay, so yes, Mary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have the list in front of me. Could someone just read the titles of those
Sure.
2?
I'll do that. 393 is Delegate Rogers et al. State airports, commercial activity, rental vehicles, and peer-to-peer car sharing. And 1072 is Delegate Holmes, assisted living program, licensing, notice of applicant located in a common ownership community.
Thank you for that.
Okay. Motion unfavorable, and there's a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Those two bills are moved unfavorable, withdrawn by sponsor. Now, the next three bills are task force type bills that do not have legislative members on them. So we'll go through them one at a time, but I'm going to read them all. First is Delegate Ampry. It's a study commission that has to do with food, basically food deserts. The next bill is Delegate J. Jacobs, Chesapeake Bay and Coastal Sports Fishing License and Recreational Fishing Pilot and Task Force. And the third is Delegate Gilchrist, Wetlands and Waterways Program Authorizations for Ecological Restoration of Projects. So let's start with 179, the Delegate Ampry bill. Delegate, if you want to just very quickly tell us, I think your bill has an amendment, does it not?
Yeah, so this is the bill was originally not a work group. The bill was a ask of pretty much the planning committee, the planning department here in Maryland, to create a more comprehensive and thorough food environment map, so we can actually know exactly where food deserts are across the state and make policy from there. There's a little bit of discrepancy on what constitutes a food desert, and what the issue has been the fiscal note on this bill. So the purpose of this work group is for the county. MACO is going to be on the work group, along with Johns Hopkins, who has created some of these maps. And we also are going to bring to the table some of the.
Well, you know what? I have it in front of me. Let me read it off.
Got it.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's going to include two members of the Maryland Association, two people from MACO, the Secretary of DHCD, the Secretary of Planning, Secretary of Health and Human Services, Secretary or designee of all these agencies, including agriculture, including a representative from the Johns Hopkins Center for a Livable Future, one representative from each of the four different grocery store brands with a presence in the state. And they'll elect a chair among their membership, and they won't receive compensation for being in the work group. That's the amendment. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Delegate Weigel.
So if I understand correctly, the fiscal note's eliminated with the work
Correct.
group? Thank you.
Okay.
On the amendment, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? All right, the amendment carries. The bill is before us as amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? All right, House Bill 179 carries. House Bill 601 is Delegate Jacobs's Chesapeake Bay and Coastal Recreational Fishing Program. We've, over the years, really received a lot of information that these regs need to be relooked at. They haven't been looked at, I think, Jay, since the 1970s. How long has it been?
A long time.
Okay, I think Nixon was president. I'm not.
Yeah, I
really sure.
voted for Nixon in '72, and I believe that's the last time I recall seeing the regs.
Right. Okay.
Then things went kind of blurry for a while.
Right. Now there are no amendments to this bill, right?
Yes, it's a clarifying amendment.
Oh, is there? Okay. What does it do?
It's just a little more specific to. It's like one word added.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find this in my packet here.
I don't have it in front of me, but
Well, hold on. Let me just paw through this and find it. It's is it in numerical order? No, it's in random order.
Is there such a thing as random order?
Yes, there is. It's like entropy. I'll get there. Hang with me. No, apparently not. Does one of the staffers have the documentation for this?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Chairman, it passed out of the Senate unanimously. So if you want, you can do either I'll find that amendment that it was offered by CCA.
You know what? Let's hold this. We'll vote this tomorrow in the middle of the day sometime. And because the Senate bill is coming over, we'll get this bill across the hump before Monday. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get you that the amendment from CCA. I thought they had it.
Okay, no, that's fine. We got plenty of time. It's Monday's crossover. So, okay, House Bill 869, Delegate Gilchrist, would you like to tell us what this project report is going to be?
Mr. Chairman, I do not have the floor report. Dana, do you have it?
I do not know.
Okay.
There's not a floor report. This is the one that just turned, it's your study bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, this bill was turned into a report, and we have agreement from MDE. We have an agreement from Chesapeake Bay Foundation, from Riverkeepers, Maryland Coastal Bays.
Well, Jim, let me ask you, do you have an amendment to the bill that you introduced?
It's been handed out. It's changing. It's requiring the MDE Wetlands and Waterways Program Division to study permitting for ecological restoration projects.
Okay. What does that smell?
I don't know.
Something smells like burning toast or something.
Something. Right.
Okay, that was burning toast in the kitchen. Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, so do people have that amendment in front of them? Because I don't. You know what? Let's hold this. We'll get a proper packet together and we'll do it. Okay. Okay. The next one is House Bill 936. It's a Barvey-Stein Blue Ribbon Solar Land Use Commission, and there is one amendment to it. This is a solar ribbon, the Blue Ribbon Solar Land Use Commission bill. That's purpose is to hopefully get all the stakeholders together, the Farm Bureau, the solar industry, and everybody. And I don't have the report. I don't have the packet on that either. We do have an amendment though, right?
Yeah, it's to add the Secretary of Planning to the commission.
Right.
Move the amendment.
Second.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to move my bill if I'm not moving anybody else's bills. So, oh wait, there it is. Okay, lucky me. Okay, so yeah, the amendment adds the Secretary of Planning. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that as an amendment? All right.
I do have a question, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
I haven't asked this once, but there is an amendment on this book. Can we do a pile on?
I'm sorry, what?
He wants to pile on.
He wants to
David,
pile on.
What?
A pile on amendment?
Oh, is there a pile? Yes, we can do a pile on amendment. Sure. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Well, on the amendment, add the planning secretary. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. Bill's before us is amended.
Bill.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, pile on amendment. Go ahead and put your hand up in the chat box. Okay. Marvin Holmes, Mary Lehman, Brooke Learman, Vaughn Stewart, DFH, Sheila Ruth, Regina Boyce, Roxanne Prettyman, Linda Foley, Charles Otto, Melissa Wells,
Oh, I want to do this too.
Marlon Ampry, Sarah Love, Ann Healy. Okay. Read that off when you have a chance, please.
Sure, I have Delegate Holmes, Lehman, Learman, Stewart, David, I can never say DFH, Fraser Hidalgo, Boyce, Prettyman, Foley, Otto, Wells, Ampray, Love, and Healy.
Okay, that sounds right. And the last one, I'm gonna hold that. I really do have to talk to the Speaker's office on this one. And okay, so we're gonna vote when we can manage to vote. I expect we will vote. I'm not gonna have a meeting early in the morning, so maybe immediately after our floor session, we'll vote to clean up things rather than coming in early on a Monday. Yes, Jim.
My subcommittee has one bill remaining, 960, and we're getting the final amendments together, and I would like to have a meeting of my subcommittee for one bill before the full committee votes.
Okay. All right. So wouldn't you want to do that now, right now? Or I know Dave is meeting also right now.
I don't believe the amendments are ready yet.
So you want to do it like right before the floor session? I mean,
Floor
the only
session-
problem is the Republicans have their caucus at 9 o'clock.
I'm thinking right after the floor session, if we had 15 or 20
Sure.
minutes.
Sure, we could do that.
Will we be voting in full committee tomorrow, Mr. Chair?
Yeah, we will be after floor session. And hopefully it'll be nice and short. I think we've passed all the bills that we want to pass.
We just have a few in motor vehicle.
Okay.
Last pieces we're trying to clean up, which we should hopefully have cleaned up tonight. Patrick, are we good? Patrick Tracy? We have a short list. We should be quick.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, yeah, I'm still thinking about maybe having a short HRP meeting tomorrow after floor session as well, but just a couple of bills.
Okay.
Mine will be tonight, like as soon as we get off, give us 5 minutes and we'll just get them done so that everybody's clear.
Okay. And all right, I think that's it. I'm not going to leave until all you guys are done. So you're stuck with me for a little while. The rest of you are free to go. Try to behave yourselves.
So 8:25 for motor vehicle, 8:25.
Okay.
Actually 8:30.
Really?
8:20.
It's only 8:20 now.
Yeah, 8:21.
Right now. Right now.
It's 8:19.
Yes,
You've got a mutiny on your hands.
now.
All right, we can
Do it now.
go right now and wait around for 5 minutes and then start. That's fine. It will start right
That's
now.
perfect. Yes.
See you at 8:25.
Okay.
Yeah.